Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. And today we're going to play a game of Flames of War. So we'll be using all the units that the Hit the Beach set comes with. And only that, at least for this video. So, in order to play a game of Flames of War, we need to build a force. So, to build a force, we need to look at the points limit. So today our points limit will be 50 points. And after that, we get all the units that we want and put them into our force. As long as it's underneath the points limit, then we're fine. So right now we're gonna start building our forces. My brother will be playing the Germans, and I will be playing the Americans.
Right, so for the Germans, I am going to be having 3 Panzer IV tank platoons, and I'm also going to be having 1 Panzer Grenadier platoon. This Panzer Grenadier platoon has a Panzerschreck and also has a Panzerfaust. Same with this Panzer Grenadier, but except that it doesn't have a Panzerschreck, but it still has a Panzerfaust. Next, we have the Panzer Grenadier HQ, and their upgrades will be nothing. So yeah, because I'm limited on points. So next we're also going to be having 275mm tank hunter platoons. And yeah, I hope that I can use these really well because they practically can't move much, so I need to position them very well. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the Germans, so onto the Americans.
For the Americans, I will be fielding the M4 Sherman Tank Company. The veteran version, of course, because they have much better stats. So we have the HQ, the one, and along with one veteran tank platoon, and a M476mm platoon. And for supporting units, we have the parachute rifle platoon. With I took the 5 rifle platoon option with the bazooka and mortar, and added one LMG platoon, one LMG team for +1 points. So in total of my entire force, I have 50 points. So this should hopefully be able to take out the Germans. Right, to play the game of Flames of War, what you need is an opponent, obviously, 2 armies, at the very least, and a rulebook, along with an artillery template, which, because we didn't buy one, we decided to make one ourselves. So yeah, this is made out of Lego, obviously. And yeah, I think it's pretty nice. It's fairly easy to make. So if you guys want us to make a video on how to build one of these, leave a comment on it. And we need dices, tokens, and along with the tape measure for range. So for our choice of battlefield, we decided to take a little village or town, however you like to call it. And we have some woods on both sides of the town, and quite a few houses, along with some hedges and stone walls. So the houses we have are not 3D, so we got these houses from the World of Tanks miniatures game set.
Yep.
So these are quite useful. And we have this house over here to represent a 2-story house, 1 room on top and 2 rooms downstairs. Same goes with this one. And these regular houses with they will just be normal 1-story house with 1 room. And yeah, we also have a nice little road running up in the middle of the town. So today, our battle mode would be Annihilation. So our objective, to put it simply, is to destroy each other. And the game will not end until one force is either withdrawn or surrendered or died. Yeah, or they died. Right. Let's roll. We'll roll a dice and see who's attacker and who's defender, and then we will get to the deployments. So, ooh, we got 2. I got a 4. Okay, that means I'm attacking. I will pick this side of the table to deploy since it's very convenient. The attacker will deploy first. So deployment is done for both of us at least. So I went and deployed my infantry, the parachute rifle platoon, here in the garden next to the houses, and then followed by my Shermans going down the road. HQ is off the road, and the 76s, I place them on the other side of town, in the open countryside. So yeah. What about you? What do you got?
Well, I've deployed my Panzer Grenadier platoon over here along with their HQ at the back.
Ooh.
The unit leader is inside the house.
Oh, what's he doing? Eating and drinking?
No, forming a plan.
Oh, alright.
And here we have another Panzer Grenadier platoon here.
Oh, they're in the house. They're all dug in, right? In foxholes?
Yeah, all of them start.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the forest, not a house.
Yeah. And then you got your Panzer IVs, I see.
Yep, they're getting ready to drive along the road.
Along with your what? Pack?
Yes, my anti-tank guns.
So all units start gone to ground and in foxholes. Well, tanks don't get foxholes because well, they're technically they're pretty well protected, so you don't need foxholes. So yeah. Right, let's go into we'll do round number 1 first.
Panzergranate geladen.
So for the Americans' turn, the Shermans have moved up to these hedgerows, hedges, and they have fired upon the German anti-tank guns, but dealing no damage. They all missed, and now the American infantry have moved up into. Some of the American infantry have moved up to the house. The rest are staying behind for cover.
Yep.
And these 76 Shermans have moved up tactically and fired upon the German infantry. And they were able to roll 1 hit, and I failed my save, but they failed their firepower check. So
Yep. Because machine guns, they're not really great against stone walls or foxholes.
So right, that's pretty much it for the Americans' turn, and on to the Germans' turn. So for the Germans, the Panzer IVs have moved down the road. One of them has gone off the road. The Panzer Grenadiers have moved forward, and the other Panzer Grenadiers have changed from one force to another. And for the anti-tank guns, they decide to stay completely still. So they still have the foxhole.
Yeah, and they're still in cover. That means they're pretty much unseen. But since they shot, they're no longer gone to ground.
Yes, but they still have foxholes.
Yeah.
One of the anti-tank guns was able to hit one of the Shermans and destroy it.
That one was the unit leader, by the way. So, which is why after this tank was destroyed, I nominated the tank in front of him to become the leader.
Okay. And the Panzer IVs tried to finish off the replacement unit leader, but they failed.
Yep.
One missed and one failed to penetrate, miraculously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this round. The Germans have nothing to remount, and on to the next round.
Alrighty, so the Americans had quite an interesting shooting, but not exactly successful. Well, that was partially successful.
Yeah, you took these 76 Shermans just like gave this Panzer IV side shot and just blew it to shreds, as you guys saw in the battle simulation.
Yeah, only one of them fired. The other guy machine gunned the infantry.
And did nothing.
Yeah, because
Missed everything.
yeah, because the infantry were really good at dodging. They were like Neo from the Matrix.
Who's Neil?
And these Shermans, they attempted to fire into the Panzer IVs, doing nothing, unfortunately, because they all missed their shots.
Well, this 76 Sherman was able to bail out the front Panzer IV. So, do I need to roll for, if I fail my bailout die, does this guy need to do a confidence check?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
But I think the Germans should be fine because they got the spirit of the Third Reich, so they are pretty confident.
Nope, not really.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay. And then these infantries, they lined up on a wall to get some shots on the German infantry in the forest.
You killed one.
Yeah, I killed one. That's why we put a flag over here.
Oh, and you ranged in for artillery, and you failed the first time.
Yes. So, artillery is quite an interesting feature in this game. Is that you have to have one spotting team, which is why I had this guy spot for the artillery bombardment. And these guys just fired mortar rounds in, and then we got no hits, surprisingly. Yeah, so then because they ranged in on the second time, it's a +1 to hit, so all the bombardments missed. And
At least you killed one guy with your rifleman.
yeah, my machine gun, the LMG over here. Well,
no, the LMG completely missed everything.
Yeah, they were just firing into the forest at random.
Yeah,
so...
I didn't even bother putting that into the battle simulation because it was so pathetic. I don't even want to do that to embarrass the Americans. So yeah, I'm leaving that out. So
yeah. So it was these riflemen that actually got a single kill.
Yes, and it appears that it's an eye for an eye, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Americans. Yeah, the Germans have to roll for their remount, and that's pretty much it. So on to the Germans' turn. I rolled for my remount, and this is definitely not rigged. The Panzer IV was, yeah, they were too scared to come back in. I wish I can give them some like Panzer chocolate, and they'll be hyped up and they'll get back in the tank whether they'll die or not. And so now I have to roll for a confidence check for this Panzer IV at the back, the unit leader.
Yeah, so
see if he runs away or not. We are going to do this live so that we have proof, because otherwise nobody will believe us. He's the Third Reich. He will stay.
So what's his confidence?
3
check?
plus.
Oh, his last stand is 3 plus? Oh, alright, yeah, well, 5 is pretty good. So, this guy, he's still, the crew are hiding behind the bush, most likely, or they're trying to fix the tank. Whatever it is you're doing.
Alright, well, I'm going to make sure that this Panzer IV is going to get to cover.
Yeah, you're gonna have to protect
And
him.
avoid those 76 Shermans. Ugh, those 76 Shermans are so annoying. Okay.
So, next we have an assault because my brother decided to assault this bailed out tank. So pretty much what he's trying to do is to destroy it. The infantry are running straight at it. And what he's going to need to do is he's going to have to roll. Well, because my tanks can't do defensive fire, this guy cannot see the teams behind this tank. And this guy can't fire back because he's bailed out. Panzer Grenadier platoon will have to roll 1 dice per team for a skill check. On a skill check to see if they hit the tank, and if they do, then they can use the option of the handheld grenades, or to use their anti-tank guns or any sort of weapons they have. So for this one, I'm pretty sure the Panzer Grenadiers would use their Panzer Schreck or Panzer Faust, which has a better anti-tank rating. But for Panzer Faust, you may only choose one team to do Panzer Faust.
Okay, so I will be obviously choosing my Panzer Faust and Panzer Schreck.
So you want to roll those ones first?
Yes.
Alright.
They both need hit of 4, but they have different anti-tank, so I must roll them separately.
Alright. So this is for the Panzer Schreck. Panzer Schreck has an assault on 4.
This is for the Panzer Schreck.
Yep. Alright, wait. And it misses. Now we got the Panzer Faust. You have a skill of 3 plus.
Well, I'm still firing.
No. You're just, this is not skill. And you've luckily gotten that one. Now you hit my side armor, which is a side armor of 4.
Alright, so side armor 4 means I need to roll.
I need to roll an anti-tank save.
Yeah, but my anti-tank is a 12.
So, that means it's unbeatable for me because, the highest I can hit is 6, so that's 2 points short of the Panzerfaust anti-tank. So now you just roll your firepower check, I think. Yeah, let me double check.
Firepower check. 5 plus. Firepower check.
What's your firepower check again?
5 plus.
Okay, well either way, I'm bailed out, so if you get a 5 plus, you destroy it. And I'm double bailed out. That is not good because now I'll have to make a roll, a confidence check, to see if they remount. Because if you get 2 bailed out, that means the crew either destroy the tank and run, or they still stick around and hide underneath the tank or something. So let's see. My confidence is I got 3 plus remount because I have protected ammo. So they stay, but that will not do me any good because we gotta check to see if the assault is over. So we gotta see if there's any teams that are within 4 inches of the infantry. The infantry team, of course. So the assault is not over because there's still one more tank within 4 inches. Now it will be my turn to decide whether or not I must break off or counterattack. So because infantry tend to be very deadly in defensive fire against tank especially, I am going to break off. So any tanks that can break off, that will have to move like further than 6 inches from the infantry team, which I will move in here so that I am far enough from the infantry. But unfortunately, this tank, since it's bailed out, it cannot break off, so thus is the crew surrenders and the tank is destroyed. And when they surrender, they blow their own tank up, I suppose. Now the assaulting team may choose to move 4 inches in any direction because they get to consolidate.
Right, so I have chosen to move into the forest. The Germans have decided to move into the forest. So, yeah, they moved in 4 inches. I was only able to get 3 teams in, but the other 5 teams, including their unit leader, will have to face the incoming storms of lead coming from that very, very angry Sherman. Right, that's on to the Americans.
Right, so first things first, we gotta do quite a few remounts and rallying. So let's start with rallying these paratroopers here. These guys, they rally on a fearless 3+. So let's hopefully we can get this number. And I failed, so they will still remain pinned down. So that's very unfortunate. So that means they'll shoot in their moving rate of fire. And next, I am going to attempt to remount this Sherman unit leader. But because I have a HQ unit, the HQ commander nearby, I can re-roll my remounts if I need to. And he remounts and can act normally for the rest of, well, until he gets bailed out again. So right, now I'm going to make my combat moves and let's see how it goes. Alrighty, so let's start with the small little tank battle over here. These Shermans shot the Panzer IV, but they bounced. Yeah, this might be a really costly mistake by the Sherman crew, not only of the HQ, but also of the regular Sherman unit. And speaking of the regular Sherman unit, the Sherman that tried to shoot at the anti-tank gun missed completely and failed to hit any of them. Also back in the houses, the parachute rifle platoon, they did a little better, managing to score another kill, so that's pretty good, I guess. And lastly, for the 76 Shermans, one attempted to shoot the Panzer IV in the side again, but failed, and whilst the unit leader did a few machine gun shots at the infantry, but hitting both of them, 2 teams, but they managed to complete their saves, so they still survive.
So that's a wrap on the Americans' turn. Now on to the Germans. Okay, now it's time for me to roll for my remount. Last stand. Well, I failed, so yeah, I'm assuming these two are both destroyed now then.
No. He just retreats. He just like runs away. Runs away, picks up his crew members, and they scuttle the last tank. Okay, so this has been quite an interesting round for the Germans. Since their tank unit has decided to abandon them, they had to improvise with their infantry and gun teams. Wait, you still need assault, right?
Yeah, that's after though.
Okay, sure. Alright, so the gun teams was able to take out the one M4A1 Sherman tank, and the infantry teams over here were able to shoot and effectively kill one of my LMG teams.
Your only LMG.
My only LMG team. So that is that's kind of sucks because that was my main firepower right there. So yeah.
Okay, so over here, the Germans were able to fire their Panzerfaust and hit the 76 Sherman, but sadly the Germans didn't succeed in their firepower check, and the Panzerschreck completely missed. So right, as I mentioned earlier, these infantry are going to be pushing into contact and assaulting.
Oh dear.
Right, that doesn't look too good.
Yeah, no kidding. So now I am bailed out 3 times. I gotta roll. Okay, so usually in most cases, if you get 2 bailed out, that you roll for the second one to see if the crew either stays in the tank, or stays near the tank, or they run away. So in this case, I will need to roll twice because I have.
So what's your remount?
My remount is 3+ because I got protected ammo. And I failed one, so they run away.
Yay. My infantry and my anti-tank guns have been doing the tank's work.
Yeah, they've taken down more tanks than your tanks.
Yeah.
Your panzers have...
Right, now I need to hope that this other other 76 Sherman runs away, and I just need to deal with 3 more tanks, and then if I can deal with these 3 tanks, then it means I'm just gonna push all these infantry now that I've gotten rid of their big gun. So right, that is pretty much it. So on to the Americans.
Okay, since that was a very disastrous round for me, I need to start by rallying these guys if I want to have a chance at winning. So they are fearless at 3+. There you go. They've been rallied and they're now I can shoot normally.
Okay.
Right. And yeah, I also have to make sure that this 76 stays in the battlefield, so I need to roll 4+.
Oh.
And he runs away. Right.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think that guy he's traumatized at this point. No, not good at all. Oh, I also need to do a last stand check for this Sherman.
Why?
Because you blew up his friend.
Oh, okay.
So
Alright, just don't fail this one, then you're good.
4+, don't you dare jinx it. It's okay, I got the HQ, the commander, to encourage him.
Yeah, don't worry, they'll be fine. There you go.
There you go.
If you didn't have the HQ with you, then you would have ran away.
That would be disastrous.
Okay, so it appears that all your Shermans missed my anti-tank gun.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. Because those shots are very important, especially against the anti-tank guns, since they can just instantly vaporize the tank in one shot. But at least the infantry was able to be a little more productive. They killed the unit leader.
And I'm pinned down now.
Yeah, also the mortars scored a hit, unfortunately, because they're in foxholes.
It didn't kill me.
Yeah, it didn't kill anyone. Probably just injured somebody. Since their unit leader died,
They replaced them.
yep, they replaced him. This guy is assuming command now.
Alrighty, so that's pretty much it for the Americans. Now on to the Germans. Okay, so time for me to rally my troops. I am the Third Reich, so
You have what? Third Reich is for what? Last stand, right?
yeah, last stand.
That doesn't count, so it's just confidence.
No bollocks. Okay. Yay! 4+. Okay, that's pretty much all I have to basically quote unquote remount. So yeah. Okay, on to movement. Okay, so first anti-tank gun fired and missed their target, which is the Sherman in the front. And the anti-tank on the right fired and had a mistaken target, so it hit the other Sherman that's much further away and destroyed it.
Initially, the gun teams targeted this tank over here, the commander, but I was able to switch it out
With mistaken target.
Yeah, with mistaken target. So, I had two choices, either to switch it out to this guy or to this guy. But the thing is, this guy was further away, and thus the armor save was a little more favorable. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but it was still a mistake, apparently.
Alright, that's pretty much it for the Germans, so on to the next one.
Alright, so now I gotta do my last stand check for my M4 Sherman, 4+. It stays. Right, so priority number 1. I don't want to waste any more shots on the gun teams because it's just useless and it costs way too much just to fight. So I'm probably gonna pull these tanks out. Probably focus on the infantry more than the anti-tanks because the anti-tank guns they're very slow. So if I get out of their line of sight, I might have a better chance at it.
Yep, good luck doing all your cross checks.
Only one cross check, which is the...
Yeah, that's the problem. Now I have to heavily rely on Panzerfaust now.
So the Sherman tanks opened fired on the infantry. Well, this one Sherman tank opened fired on the infantry using its machine guns and hit one, but the infantry dodged it like it was the Matrix. And yeah, the 50 cals didn't do much either, unfortunately. And for the infantry, the mortar shots did absolutely nothing. Because, yeah, the infantry, the grenadiers are used to the mortars by now, so they just look at it and they just dodge and step out of the way.
I'm not so sure that's how it works, but...
I'm sure that's how it works.
Okay, right. That's pretty much it, so... I am looking forward to this next round. Not really, nope, not really. I need to... Now it's time to complete my envelopment tactic. But since you've decided to throw another 2 companies in front of me, I need to...
2 tank units.
2 tank units in front of me, or 2 tanks in front of me.
So I need to deal with both of them.
Yeah, if you take out both of them, then that's pretty much the end of my game right there.
If I take out both of them, then I've completed my envelopment tactic. So then I'll just show up over here inside the barrage and just blast the heck out of you guys.
It's just a regular hedge.
And I'll just blast the heck out of you guys.
Yeah.
So, right, on to the Germans. Okay, so for the movement, the Germans were able to move their infantry away from the token, from the ranging token, and got behind the force so you won't be able to range in. And for my infantry over here, we sent two Panzerfausts. No, we sent a Panzerfaust into one house and a Panzerschreck in the other house.
And both the Panzerfaust and the Panzerschreck, they fired at the Sherman, and the Panzerschreck missed, but the Panzerfaust was able to hit and bailing out the Sherman.
Alright, now, on to the American turn. Alright, now firstly I'm gonna have to remount this M4 Sherman HQ. So that does not count as a roll, by the way. That was a drop dice.
Your dropper.
There you go. He's fixed. So now, yeah, last stand for this Sherman. Oh, he failed. Okay, one more chance because he got the company HQ. Come on, man, we need you to stay. No!
Oh, he runs away?
Yeah, he runs away. Just say, see ya. No, wanna be ya.
Oh, probably got traumatized by the Panzerfaustes. Great.
He probably thought that the company HQ died.
Oh no.
This is not good for the Americans. Now we're down to a platoon.
One tank.
Yeah, one tank and a platoon of paratroopers.
Alright, on to the movement.
Okay, so shooting phase. We successfully ranged in, but unfortunately we got no hits.
But I am now pinned down.
Yeah, you did take about 5 hits in total, including the machine guns from the Sherman and total auto firing from the rifle
Yeah.
paratroopers. So yeah, they're pinned down. But I'm not sure how that's going to, well, be useful because you got your company commander over there. You're gonna rally them for one last push.
Alright. Well. Okay, I might outnumber you, but I still can't be careless.
Yeah.
So right, that's pretty much it. So on to the Germans. Okay, so first things first for the Germans, we're gonna have to try to rally our troops.
Yes. Ooh, you rallied successfully on your first try. Don't really need the company commander's encouragements.
Yep, alright. So now it is time for me to bring in the other bit of what's left of the second Panzer Grenadier. Okie dokie. So I was able to move. So I moved the Panzer Grenadier infantry from this force all the way to this hedge. The rest of these infantries are just staying put, digging foxholes, so that they have a better chance against artillery or mortars. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to buy them time. This Panzer Grenadier needs to buy this Panzer Grenadier time to complete their envelopment.
You mean encirclement?
Yep.
You blitzkrieg?
No, not really. And after that, we'll just probably knock out the tank with the Panzerfaustes, and then the infantry will surrender. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So on to the Americans.
Alrighty, so another fruitless shooting phase by the Americans, because we got hits, but none of them actually killed anybody. So yeah, that's not great. Even the repeated bombardment did nothing except pin them down.
I'm gonna rally my troops later.
Yeah, so
Alright.
yeah.
Now it's time for me to complete my encirclement tactic. It's time for me to rally my troops. I have the HQ.
There you go. That's why you have a company HQ around. That's always useful.
Alright, to recap the shooting phase, or shooting round, or whatever. The Germans were able to destroy one of the team riflemen and one end the bazooka. So the bazooka threat has been eliminated, and you are officially pinned down because, yeah, we gave you a lot of shelling. Oh, and the Panzerfaust missed his shot because you're moving and you're trying to fire behind a hedge.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah.
But then we're gonna try this. So now we're going to charge into contact where all the bayonets are going to be poured out and blood shall be spilled. Okay, so the assault was okay for the Germans. The Americans were actually able to put up a pretty good fight, killing 3 German gun teams, and giving me more than 5 hits, so I was forced to withdraw. But the team behind was actually more successful, took out one more gun team, and yeah, so all that's left is just mainly these gun teams inside the windows. So
Inside the houses, you mean?
inside the houses that I need to deal with.
Alright, so right now I don't really have much of a choice here, so it's either I break off or I test the counterattack. If I break off, my units are going to be scattered, and that will most likely end the game for me. But if I want to do like one last attack, yeah, I'll probably give it a shot and hopefully try to take out a few more guys
Before you go down.
either before I go down or yeah. So what will happen is that the defending teams will now become the assaulting team.
Alright, so
This guy will go to here, these guys will charge into contact, and then
what about the rest of my team?
the rest of your guys.
Do I do defensive fire as well? The team that's behind the hedge?
You guys get to do defensive fire.
Alright, can I shoot? Okay. Alright, let's see.
I'm more focusing on these guys, so I'm gonna have my tank actually join in.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna run me over!
First things first, we must test. That means we need to roll for confidence check.
For you?
Yes.
Yourself?
So let's go with the infantry first. Yes. Now for
Confidence check is a 3+.
yeah. Now for the
Tank?
tank. Nope. So he will not be joining. He will be getting out of here.
You gotta do a cross check.
Cross check. Hopefully we
You
can.
better not fail this. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
technically, let's get out of here. Sorry guys, won't be joining you guys. I think that this might be the end. That's really horrible. It's like tank commander though.
It's a little rotten of him to leave his men. He's
Yeah.
the HQ.
He just pretty much told them to get charged in, and then he just runs away. All right, and the assault failed miserably, like really badly. So yeah, the unit leader at the back died, which was replaced by the rifleman who became a leader. And then the mortar company died. The other rifle company died.
And the unit leader ran away with his HQ.
Yeah, he ran away with the HQ. So yeah, now I think I'm just gonna surrender at this point. So these guys will most likely hop on the tank and they'll take a ride out of here.
Alright, so that concludes today's game. So German victory.
Yeah, a really big German victory. That was crazy. Well, let us know what you think of this video, or if you had any tactical suggestions for us, which we would we are welcome to those, because we are not so familiar.
We're not really good tacticians.
Well, yeah. We're not so familiar with this game yet, but we were willing to learn.
Yep.
And yeah.
So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your friends, and we will see you in the next video.
Goodbye.